want to stand a chance of potentially pulling off the upset. Mirage is a perfect map. They could just try and throw a curveball here.
Yeah, Mirage certainly could be a map where 9Z can display their skills, but the main point I have here is the fact that 9Z have lost the one player that really got them a lot of excitement, right? You don't have Try anymore, you don't have that star of the show, and I think we've really got to figure out who that star is going to be for this side. Virtus.pro, exciting time ahead for this team as you look at Flick coming into the team. He's actually had some time to work, so we'll see how he is going to step out throughout this one. Setting up for an A execute immediately, 9Z, looking for this A pop, and Yakindar will be the first player waiting.
Kindar, we've seen what this young lad can do thus far. Is going to be just taking just a tap, not quite able to find anyone. 4 players just pouncing onto that A side, and they've used up their utility push coming in from Max. He's got to find Jame, and now that advantage for the side of 9Z, but Yakindar able to reply back as the bomb will go down. Yeah, 9Z taking jungle control. Bomb is planted for that right now, but look at the Palace play. Buster is waiting for DGT to drop back into him, and that is giving the advantage over to Virtus.pro, who have followed up with another one. Rock's playing in from Connector. Bomb is planted for him, and he comes away with one on the flip, but look at Max's flank around the backside of CT. They have no idea about this position. Finally, they're looking towards it, and with that Glock, good luck finding anything other than one, and he doesn't even pick up that first kill. Kicker to Yakindar, sweep up the pistol, and Virtus.pro will find the first round. Look at how low they were, Dinko. Buster at 6 HP, Yakindar at 28.
It's Glocks.
it's just Glocks. But a valiant attempt, I like that. Just a pretty standard take coming in there towards the A side. They use a Molotov, they push with it. Max able to get an opening pick onto Jame. Great flank coming in. I was actually a little surprised that VP were unaware of the possibility of him sneaking in from behind, because he was in jungle. He could have easily snuck on in. If he got that one kill, Dinko, potential pistol round going the way of 9Z.
Yeah, I think they had the one player looking back from Palace, but maybe they're just suspecting the fact that, okay, they've taken jungle control. You've got the bomb planted in for Connector and jungle. Why are you going to have a player come in CT? So maybe that's just the one thought, but Virtus.pro looking solid with the start of the round. Looking is the player with the Hero AK, but it's not looking so good. Straight away down the middle.
Buster just wall banged. I love it. I never find that wall bang, even when I know there's someone there waiting, but able to get the wall bang kill. And yeah, just the pistols, as you pointed out, but still, it is pretty much a heavy investment for a couple of the players over here. Max as well. You can see the Deagle just down to $450. You're going to be seeing a double eco back-to-back. And for Jame, well, scout in hand, looking to just farm a little bit of, not really get much cash considering he's got the rifles and the scout, but they're not losing any members here. Yeah,
Virtus.pro are very confident they weren't going to lose too many members in this round. They bought all rifles play. There was not a single SMG in play.
Yeah, and that they went for the Hero AK. I don't know if that
now they're
was the right play. Yeah, and they didn't even get a single kill for it. So sure, you have now four rifles to work with, and there you have it. Buster, just so aware.
Everybody attempts that like every round, right? And they just never get a kill from it. Buster starting off in the second round, picking up a frag.
That's why his Buster right there. But yeah, solid hold coming in from VP, as you pointed out, like not really losing a single player at all. James going to be holding on to the scout for as long as possible.
Great camera setup, James. Great job.
we can see the hair, and that's the important bit.
That's what we're all here for.
It's all about a hair game. David moving up together, a couple of Galils, 2 AKs, decent bit of utility as well to work with. They still have 4 smokes, a Molotov, quite a handful of nades as well, to try and work their way here. It's looking like a bit of an A play, player towards ramp, but the moment Flit spots a player out, is he going to take the fight? Great nade being lobbed in. Flit, the timing could be atrocious, and is going to get the hell out of dodge. But look at the play from Buster, and he will get punished for it.
Yeah, Buster goes down, and Flit being down on 3 HP, this is a relatively weak round for Virtus.pro. That smoke is atrocious, though. Yakindar has a huge gap to play with. He doesn't need to see anybody, but it's information that no one's pushing up through Connector in this point, and so Yakindar can use this to call that mid-control is completely open again. They have to be aware of a setup towards A or B just for this execute.
They think it's B.
Virtus.pro haven't gone to the right side.
They think it's B because, as I pointed out, Yakindar not spotting anyone towards Connector. It's like they're probably peeling back and head going for a B hit, because now you have 2 CTs there. You can see the third CT in the form of Flit with a scout making his way towards Market. They've completely given up the A bomb side, and that's what happens sometimes. You think you have the information, but it can go against you if you kind of, draw the wrong conclusions. That's a free A bomb side for 9Z. They should get the bomb down and should get the round, but
Okay.
Yakinder almost finding a double max on 3 HP. This is retakeable.
Yeah, Rox, I don't know. They don't have a lot of utility here. They've got 3 flashes. Rox is also there to try and cut off rotations. Oh. This is going to buy some time. And so Virtus.pro realized it has to be the save call. When you make the gamble, you don't have utility to go for the retake, you've got to go in for the save call.
That looked a little dicey right there, right? Yakinder, he could have easily found a double. Look at how low Rox was as well, right? He could have easily got a 2-3K and 9Z would have just been left clutching at nothing. But yeah, just the information plays there. Yakinder, I think it was the right call, but I feel like VP maybe overcommitted a little bit too much there, and Yakinder needed to get a double kill to prevent the bomb from getting planted, or at least making the round retakeable for the side of VP. But there you have it, the South Americans' first round on board, considering the buy wasn't looking that great. They had a couple of Galils, 2 AK-47s. Max only had the Deagle to work with. However, for VP, they didn't lose a single player in round number 2. They've saved 3 rifles, so we will be seeing a full-fledged buy coming out from the CD side.
Yeah, Virtus.pro with the rifles out, they got to get some utility out around this as well. But 9Z, I mean, a little shaky in terms of some of the utility usage so far, so it's certainly going to be looking out for that as you go into this gun round. And this really is 9Z's first real gun round, because that last round had a lot of holes in it. This round, they've actually got everybody on a rifle, and a good bit of utility around this as well. Seems like you're just going to go into the standard default setup. 2 towards A, though, at the start of this one, so 9Z don't really have mid-control available.
Does James only have a CZ?
Rolling back to Flusha days.
He's got 3,500.
Someone tell him it's not that good anymore.
Look, I get it. I get it. He's waiting for the AWP, but man, it's a full buy. Everyone's going for, like, he could easily just stick with a rifle for this round. But
he believes in his team blood.
And this is what happens when you don't have Sanji. This is what happens when you don't have Sanji in the team anymore. Because Flit's like, no, I'm going to use my gun. But if Sanji was here, Sanji would have the CZ, and James would probably have an AWP or maybe an M4 to work with.
Yeah, you know, Sanji wouldn't have bought anything. Yeah, I hope he's doing good. I'm sure Launders is making sure the Sanji.
I hope Launders is listening because. Listen, this is when James is going to be missing him.
Yeah. Oh! But that's what you get when you don't have Sanji. Flit in with a double. You get Flit. Flit 2K at the start of the round. 49 seconds left. Here comes 9Z. Trying to go A, but they've been slowed down completely. 43 seconds remain, and now you got to go into Yakinder, who actually has a 1 versus 1 fight down in towards ramp, but hasn't won it. And Buster tried the quick flank through T-spawn and ends up getting caught. Kicker there as well. He needs to stay alive, and Kicker realizes taking that fight could cost him an opening to the B side, so drops back just to delay some time further as we now got 25 seconds on this clock.
They need to make up their minds. Are they going to be going for the fast B play? If they're going to go for it, they need to go for it right now. And no, it's going to be a save. It's going to be a safe call. This is so confusing from 9Z. They seem to be caught in 2 minds, right? They know where Kicker went, so I kind of expected them to just go for at least a YOLO B play instead of going for the hunt.
Seems like they're very scared right now. They're playing very, very tentative. And when we talk about teams coming in from the South America region, or teams that really have no expectations coming into an event like this, when you're playing against Virtus.pro, you have to try and assert some sort of dominance. You have to
for sure
play your own game, as it would be. And right now, they're respecting them far too much, and that is going to let VP just get into this game very comfortably.
You cannot afford to have VP kind of dictate the pace of the game. Yeah. And especially, you know, VP CD side, that's the opportunity for you, you know, as the attacking side to try and make things a little bit more interesting and try and switch up the pace. Like you said, try and kind of wrest control early on. But if you're going to be kind of caught in 2 minds, and I feel like that comes down to the fact, I'm not sure who's the IGL right now for the team, but the fact that you've just lost your IGL bit, I think it's very telling in the way they were so indecisive in which direction they wanted to head towards. James finally got his AWP. And of course, the full buy was going to be coming in for VP. Just loses just to 1 round, and they're going to be bouncing back 3-1 here for the CIS side.
Yeah, and I don't think we can go throughout this broadcast without telling, you know, the fact that Jim is the number 10 ranked player in the world according to last year. So, you know, we're looking at Jim as a player that can deliver that impact, and Yakinder alongside of him. This is going to be very exciting to see if Yakinder can start to farm, and he's getting aggressive. He's starting to play forward, trying to take some map control, and this is the kind of Yakinder we are all here to see. This
is kind of VP I want to see as well, because I completely agree with the desk that VP are the firm favorites, not just in this game, but this entire tournament, right? A lot of these other teams, you might have your complexities and whatnot, but they've had recent roster changes. We don't really know if they're settled down yet. VP haven't made a single change whatsoever. The only thing which could be a stumbling block from VP is the fact that they might be starting a little cold, great nade, but Max caught looking the wrong way. Wasn't expecting Buster to be holding that angle. They're telegraphing this B hit. And you can see VP already lying in wait. 3 members holding onto the B-bomb side.
Yeah, just being too easy to read right now. And Jam is in such a good position. They're not going to flash him off the iron goal. Jam will take that first kill every single day of the week. And now he's looking to just try and find another. He's got his teammate in the rifle elsewhere. David, so disjointed from the rest of his team, just trying to push connector. There's no real idea here for 9Z. I think it's evident they are missing their IGL. Virtus.pro, they're going to go up to 4. And, you know, just going back down the path that we were discussing about the fact that, you know, you can see VP play a little bit more confident, be a bit more dynamic. But, you know, we look at Flit, for example, who has just killed Lookin after the time, and he has $1,250 because of that. But, you know, we look at Flit, he comes into the team just around the major, right? And we're like, that's such a weird decision to make the change right before the major, but they looked so good. Like, even with Flit just coming in and then even closing the year out strong, they still looked pretty good. Now they've had so much time that, for me, Flit is just a better addition because he is there to win you a couple extra rounds throughout a map. And if you've got that, you've got your Kindar and Flit in your back pocket, and then James somehow has a ridiculous miracle clutch. There's a bit more firepower in this Virtus.pro side now.
Oh, absolutely. Flit, look, memes aside, you know, Flit is 100% an upgrade, right? And they didn't really have much time to slot him into the system. They've definitely had that time now for sure. They really haven't played any tournament either in the past couple of months. No lot of changes either. But as I pointed out, the only potential weakness I see for this VP side coming into this particular event is if they get into their own heads and they get off to a very slow start, right? That is something which could potentially be a problem for them, and other teams could capitalize on it. But if they're able to dismantle 9Z as they should be, at least looking like it right now, that could be, you know, just them feeling much more confident heading into what should be a little bit more competitive games later on. Again, nothing against 9Z, but let's be real, they are the big underdogs here.
Yeah, looking at the tournament as a whole, who would you say has the best chance of upsetting VP?
I'm actually gonna go with Complexity. I feel like they could surprise us. They've had a couple of close games. Furia as well. Sure, they've had a bit of a tepid start. You know, I think they lost to Whistler Krakow. Their debut game was safe, but listen, this Furia team could be exciting.
You don't believe in Order? You don't believe in the Aussie boys?
Listen, don't put I love Order. I love my Aussie guys, but I feel like for them, I think Chad tweeted it out as well. Instead of, when you have such rare opportunities to play internationally, you want to try and use it as a learning experience rather than just trying to go for the win throughout, right? So for them, I feel like this is going to be a great opportunity for them to... And they're in a rough group, man. Furia, Complexity, then you have Heat, the ex-Double Pony team, who are not exactly a weak team.
Second highest ranked team in the tournament, so...
Which is wild.
Yeah.
Right, CS, baby.
Yeah. It's looking like actually a dark horse tournament. Like, there's a lot of little exciting storylines.
You cannot count them out either.
Yeah, I mean, this tournament is going to be very, very close to contested around the midfield with the clear favorite Virtus.pro. But, you know, VP are not a team that just storm over everybody all the time, right? They can have very bad results. But here we go. 9Z this time looking a little bit more poised to be on the same page. They're going for this A execute. Standard strategy, but Yukindar playing inside of the smokes, or in front of him rather. He's found himself one already. Gets taken down after one. 9Z trying to push forward to get that bomb down, but right now 4 versus 4. It feels like VP are just confident, just swinging through these smokes, taking these fights, and actually 9Z have done a good job to keep it even.
Oh, Digit able to get the second kill onto Flit, but immediately traded by James. 2v2 here. This is winnable.
Certainly winnable. Looking is in a good post-plant position as well. But the problem is, where's that bomb planted? It's on default, so his position isn't that strong. You have to look at David. Has got a Molotov in his hands. Looking realizes now he needs to play forward. He needs to get more aggressive. Good first kill for David, and this time it is ticking. Busters looks so good so far, but this time it's not enough. And he gets taken down. Looking with his first kill of the game so far, and 9Z get around on the board.
They did a great job. Did 9Z. It was a very standard take coming in there, but able to trade efficiently, right? Yukindar, he gets the opening pick, but then straight trade coming from DGT. And DGT had a huge route. 3 kills, mind you, on the trades. And the fact that he's able to find Flit right before James finds him, I feel like kind of sealed the deal there for the side of 9Z. But yeah, VP losing a couple of rounds here, but still very, very early days in this particular half. Max is going to be going for the MAC-10. Egg is all around, using some utility. And for VP, of course, the full buy is still going to be on. However, the money has been hurting for a couple of these players. Buster in 2,500. James, obviously, with the off buy down to just 150. But for Yukindar and Flit, even Kicker, they haven't really died much. So they still have money for days. So for 9Z to try and make this first half a little bit more competitive, they need to kind of string a couple of rounds together to make things a little bit more in their favor.
And it looks like their philosophy is to just try and play this simple style CS, right? Last round, they went for the A execute. This is the change-up. They're trying to go into this B execute, but they're never getting Jam off this angle. That's twice now where they've just given him a dry peek. It's an easy kill for Jam. They haven't put pressure on Kicker. Bombs down, rotations in for VP. This B execute didn't really have a whole lot of bite to it. And maybe just the lack of utility across the board that didn't have the full smoke execute in towards it. Max at least has found one, upgrading his weapon as well in turn. 4 versus 3, but that bomb being down is a big problem. But Lukin has found another one. Jam is down. Kicker had a chance, but they found the kill. And now suddenly it's on a Buster and Yukindar to try and pull this round through for VP. 9Z in towards the site. They've recollected that bomb, and they're going to be looking to put it down in the site. DGT, another massive round from him, and it's all on Buster. This time it is a winnable round with the time on the top. And DGT still turns for the 3K. They didn't even commit to the bomb plan. How have 9Z won that round, Blur?
I don't know how he was able to sneak his way in. Jame had his crosshairs trained on the van position, and he moved away, and the timing was perfection. This allows DGT, what a snap on the Kicker.
This guy's nuts.
I really thought this round was over. They went for the basic A fake with a couple of smokes, went for the B hit. Jame was there ready and waiting, gets the opening pick. They get another one, bombs down, and then DGT happens. And that's 2 rounds now, back-to-back, where he has been instrumental for 9Z to getting the rounds. But yet again, buy is still going to be in for VP. However, the coffers have now finally been emptied, and this is the opportunity, Daiko, for 9Z to try and string a few rounds together here.
Yeah, you know, you've tossed them upside down, you're bullying them, you're shaking your lunch money out. It's time for VP to stand up tall and just snap back. But 9Z, I like how they're just going for these simple team hits now, Blood. The default wasn't working. They just weren't getting the picks. They weren't able to converge on the same site towards the end of the round. This time they're just going with straight-up executes out of spawn because they know they need round wins. And they go back to A. It looked clean the last time. And it looks like this time VP are actually going to have the majority of their players behind the smokes.
Playing the retake, Nikinda taking a little bit of damage, down to 43. Jane Crosshairs trained to still have a lot of utility to deploy, which 9Z will. Flit trying to get ahead off the smokes, but he has given away his position. Look at the gap. There's a big gap, but I think they spotted him out. Rock should know where he is. Information potentially conveyed over to the player sneaking in from mid, but all the way towards mid. David, the flanker is getting flanked by Kicker, and Kicker's able to find him, and that's the contingency for the side of 9Z taken care of. So 4v3 bomb down, but advantage for VP.
Yeah, and it's going to be on the rocks here. He has to get this first pick, but Yukindar slips in behind him. CT wasn't even being watched. They're committed fully into this post-plant setup. It's a flash and it's a ramp peak. They're going to know with that flash going over the top that both players are going to be here. There's the flash kill in. Looking able to get away with a double. DGT finds another, and now suddenly it's down to a 1v1, and there's not enough time for VP. Jim has to save the AWP, and they've done it again. A round that just didn't look like it should have been 9Z's round, but the flash peak and Lukin's 2K gets them over the line.
That was huge. That was such a great flashback. I was ready to be critical for that of how they played a post plant, right? They're not really watching. No one's watching.
You still can be.
You can still be. Like, they made a lot of mistakes, but that one flashbang, perfection there, instead of just going for the dry peaks, and Lukin with that spray. He's been a little quiet thus far. Great spray transfer. Not the most, you know, frag movie worthy, but hey, it got the job done. And in the end, 9Z, 4 rounds. They've broken the money, and the only weapon VP have to work with, or rather, you know, big gun they have to work with, is Jame with a saved AWP. The rest of them is just the pistols. Yeah, Kinder even with the USP.
There's going to be an easy B hit. There's just not enough utility. There's not enough weaponry. In fact, there isn't even enough players here, surely. But Kicker's got one, and he's also got an AK, Bly. Let's see if he can pop off with it. They have his position locked down. David able to come in with a quick 2K. The advantage now tripling up for 9Z. They're into the 2-man advantage now. And Jame starting to search for his pick. This AWP likely to be saved. Okay, James actually going to commit to it. You don't see that too often, Blah.
That's a rare sight.
Yeah.
Not too sure what he was planning there, because you know it was a 2v4, right? He knew his teammate didn't have any gun. He has the AWP saved, and
that would have been a good time to save, James.
That would have been a real good time to save. But maybe he saw the amount of money he's got. He's like, I can still purchase an AWP. But anyway, 9Z. we might have a game on our hands.
Yeah, the thing is, like, you can tell at the start that the problem was certainly not having an IGL to call and figure out, you know, when the chaos is happening, how do we get an answer out of this round from a default. And so they've clearly gone to the call, well, let's do a couple of straight-up executors. They've won A, B, A, B, A, B, blah. This has just been very simple stuff for 9Z, but this is why Mirage, and why the Des pointed out, it's a good map for 9Z to actually have a shot on trying to do some damage versus VP, because you can't just play the simple CS on the D side.
Yekindar playing inside, and he's burning alive. He's burning alive. He needs to find one, but while he took too long there, tagging down David, not quite able to confirm the kill, and in the flames he will fall. That's player advantage for 9Z, as they will punch in the numbers on a C4 as well. Oh, they found VP. This is not looking good. They're able to deal a damage, but not quite able to get the fragting.
Yeah, you know, they were hanging around on that boost, really trying to get something out of it, but once the smokes fade away, you're just a sitting duck. You have two players towered up, and 9Z just bombard the A site with players, get the picks again. Yekindar and Flit, they started so strong in this game. They were just fragging out. They were stopping all of these initial attacks, but now they're not really doing a whole lot. 9Z have done very good just to drop those two danger men, and they've taken the lead somehow. I don't know how this is turned around so easily, but 9Z, it's back to basics, back to simple CS, and it's working for them.
Alan's probably just
molding,
tearing his hair out in the green room, and I'll have to echo what the desk said. VP should be winning this game.
Absolutely.
They should be winning this tournament. They're the one team who are, like you brought it up, James, top 10. Yekindar as well. You know, he's been a revelation, and I love watching this team. But what everyone wants to see is VP on a T side. They are like persistence hunters. They're going to take the time bleeding out 9Z, taking a sweet time till they keel over and die. That's what I'm waiting for. But they also do want to, you know, I mean, they are the favorites. They want to have the lead heading to the second half, some more room to work with, which is why we see the first time out getting taken here thus far in the tournament. And instead of 9Z, it's VP who are the ones taking the time out. So
you look at this roster, right? And you look at VP, and this is right before Katowice. Like, literally, you know, we go into Katowice as soon as the event ends, basically. So for VP, this is a confidence booster competition, right? This is meant to get you out of the player break, get that ring rust off, get your match fit, get you ready for Katowice. If they don't perform well here, that's just going to kill that
for sure,
confidence and that hype around them. So yeah, there's a little bit of pressure in this tournament for Virtus.pro, just to, you know, thinking about Katowice, which you don't have a long reset time if it goes badly. Oh, got spotted.
It literally is a couple of days off.
Yeah, it's like the 15th, right? So this ends on the 13th. So yeah, it's just like 2 days.
Yeah, this is basically, as you pointed out, this tournament should be deathmatch for VP before heading into matchmaking.
Get them ready.
Just warm up. But right now, 9Z are doing a fantastic job taking the fight to VP. Some of the rounds have been close. Some of the rounds have been a little messy, coming down to a lot of hero plays from the likes of DGT and David, and even Luke at times. But hey, whatever gets the job done, because no one's expecting much from them. They have no pressure on their shoulders right now. It's a brand new team. And right now, I gotta say, they seem to be, at least a couple of the players are going toe-to-toe against the likes of Yekindar and a James when it comes to just pure fragment prowess.
Yeah. And I mean, right now, Virtus.pro just need to squeeze a few extra rounds out of this half. I mean, they could still walk away with 9-6. Buster's starting to be a little bit more loose, taking a couple fights in the mid, and it hasn't worked out. He did damage onto the connector play, but couldn't come away with it. And now Flit swings into mid, and that has cost them another player. In fact, it's cost them the advantage. And so 9Z currently hold that. They've got a little bit of time left here at 35 seconds, so they've got to deal with Yekindar. And he's changed up his position a little bit, but if he gets aggressive into DGT and loses this fight, this could spell the end of the round for Virtus.pro.
DGT is aware that Yekindar needs to go for a play here, tries to find some information. They're waiting for the play, and DGT is so aware. And that's all he needs to do. He doesn't need to face. That's information gleaned, but are they aware of Kicker? It's a problem. 16 seconds. You need to go for the plant. Yekindar can shut this down single-handedly. He's got to find David, and things are falling apart here for 9Z.
Yeah, it's going to be easy enough for Yekindar's position here. This is starting to really crunch. The bomb's dropped in the top of the stairs. There's just not enough time to get that back. Yekindar does go down, and James, luckily, will save the AWP. He's even teasing them with a little jump in the corner.
This time around, though, he saves and they win the round as well. I feel I really like how David, was it David at ramp? It was David, right? I liked the way he played that. He knew exactly where Yekindar would be.
It was DGT.
It was DGT, sorry. But I feel he needed to participate in that fight the moment they were going in for the play, the moment they were going for the bomb.
They need to converge in the same position.
It's the same position, and the spacing was just off, the timing was off, which allowed Yekindar to get that kill.
Yeah.
And yeah, the bomb got dropped the worst spot
yeah, you can't get that back. You can.
I mean, you can.
You have to run up the stairs as well, you know. You get or boost up, I guess.
Oh, my knees hurt just thinking. But yeah, VP able to, at least for the time being, stop the streak, but for the side of 9Z, they have, you know, managing to string all those rounds together. They are not going to be really strapped for cash. A full-fledged buy coming out of Lucan, even with the AWP looking to take the fight against his counterpart on the side of VP.
So we've seen 9Z struggle even with the complexity of defaults into figuring out where to go. The problem I have now is, you know, looking at the second half, you're going to have to play against Virtus.pro's painstakingly slow T side, right? And it is going to be very slow, information-based play. You've got your Yekindar is going to be incredible to open up the rounds. 9Z are probably going to have to play, you know, against the clock, but also against a lot of 4v5 disadvantages. So I'm just intrigued as to how that's going to go. So they have to win a few more rounds here on the T side. They're going in with a B execute this time around. Kicker and Buster with rifles in place have shut it down completely, and it's down to Lucan and Max, and they're just not really in a winnable position here.
Yeah, they knew exactly what that hit was going to be. And 3 players lying in wait, even with James missing that first shot. When you have Buster and Kicker with a really nice little crossfire there. And for 9Z, yeah, just going to be holding on to their weapons. 30 seconds. You can see Flit's already on the hunt. They want to take away these guns, which won't really impact the economy terribly. But yeah, that AWP could definitely be something that VP would be looking to take away from the hands. And for 9Z, I haven't really seen this op really being used much on the T side. They've had it a couple of times, but I haven't really seen him getting too many kills, apart from the one round where he found James, you know, towards market. So maybe in a couple of rounds remaining, want to see a little bit more of look, you've already had 6 rounds out of 13. Let's go for something a little bit more wild. Yeah,
I mean, you look at this team, and the biggest talking point probably over recent months isn't so much obviously the leaving of Bit, but Try in particular, who really made this team relevant. You know, they went to Blast 9-0 to get that win over Vitality, and that's ZywOo's worst ever performance against 9Z, right? It's not really a result that you would expect, but you know, when this team started picking up a little bit of hype last year, it was because of Try, and not there anymore. So it's all about trying to find a new identity, and they're trying to go with a quicker play this time into the mid control. It hasn't worked with Flit's first pick. Buster swings out from short, and it's an easy kill for him, but it is 1-for-1. DGT has probably looked like the best player about N9Z right now. You know, he's finding some impressive kills. He's able to pull them out of holes and win them some rounds they shouldn't have. He's got to do that again here. He nearly gets that follow-up kill in towards Connector.
He looks like the best player to server right now. The DGT has been fantastic thus far, and even though they're in a 4v3, you know, 1-player advantage, the fact that Flit is down to a solitary point of health means the Yekindar is going to be a little bit more aggressive, looking for the information play. The timing is perfection. He knows there's no one coming up towards ramp, and they know it's going to be a B hit. Meaning they can still commit to the 2 players you're lying in wait. James with the AW.
Will they flash him finally?
Will they flash him?
No!
They're going to jump on across, and James not going to miss those shots.
Is it even better to just try and shoulder peek that? Oh, no, or just flash him. Jim repositions again. Rox goes down now. DGT, yes, we have talked about his fantastic half so far, but he has to pull off a 1 versus 4. The bomb is dropped on B. There's 35 seconds. DGT has got to sprint if he wants to have a chance at winning this round, and I don't think VP are going to let him do that. They've even got Yekindar, who's pushed into top middle, and oh, I think he's just got the timing as well to look down. He does whiff his shots though, but he's delayed long enough to the point where DGT has really only one option. It's save that AWP for the next round, and Virtus.pro going to go up to 8. They're going to win the half by at least the minimum of 1 round. But VP have recovered and adapted to some of the simplistic style that 9Z have been going for. And you can see 9Z try to change it up again, but this round was about that quick mid-control. It just didn't work out.
I like them to go A for this final round. I feel like they've had more convincing success, so to speak, right? It doesn't have to come down to DGT or Lucan hitting some mental headshot on the B-bomb side. And even one of the rounds they won was against just the pistols as well. So would like them to kind of end up on the A side. And James with the AWP, always a very safe pair of hands. That was fast. Dude, Max wasn't...
pair of hands.
God damn it. All right, here we go. Buy is very, very similar to round number 3, where just the Galil and AKs. Oh, Flit! Oh, his blind is burning, but he will survive. He made it.
There we go, Flit. all is good. Nothing to see here. Back in towards the A site. Didn't lose his life early. 9C, that's a nightmare for them. Imagine if they find the opening.
That's a free kill.
Yeah, that has to be a kill. Yakindar, he's been changing up his position around this A site a lot. He's been very dynamic. Let's see if DGT is going to be able to deal with this position. It really has been a Yakindar DGT battle throughout this first half.
And DGT just seems to have that sixth sense, even with off angles. Oh, he's reading it. He knows it.
Crosshair placement's a little too high there as well, unfortunately.
Yeah, and he's going to come off the worst for wear there. Down to 43 HP after the initial little, you know, peek, poke coming in from Yakindar, little information gleaned. And what do they do now for 9Z? Now that VP are aware of their position towards Palace, they're going to be going for the mid-take.
You've got mid-control, but how are they going to actually get to a site from this? That is really a question we haven't got an answer to with 9Z throughout this half. And yeah, the utility for Virtus.pro, they can just hold down these choke points. Jim is here with 3 players. They just really are going to struggle to get anywhere near this site. Jim in with the first kill of the round. His teammates alongside of him. And it's looking like a shutdown to close out this half. Rox is trying to battle back. DGT swings from Palace. He's able to get 1. And it's down into the 2 versus 2 suddenly. Looking to AWP, but he has to pick up the bomb. He's run past the bomb, and it's now caught in the open between 2 players. And this does not look winnable for Lukin. He can't even pressure with the bomb, and it's 9-6. Virtus.pro will take the lead at the half. And we're coming back after this short break. Virtus.pro versus 9Z. Expectations coming to this one. 9Z really shouldn't be doing a whole lot. Seemed like it was going to be a very slow start. They were able to squeeze out a few rounds in that first half, but VP pull ahead 9-6. As we head into the pistol, I'm Stinko, joined by Blood for this second half. And we're hopping right in to see what 9Z can do on their defensive side. Yeah, DGT has just been so very impressive here as VP. Not wasting any time. Contact play. That's a C4 spotted. That's a C4 spotted by 9Z. That could draw the rotation, but no, they're going to still stick on around. We still have David holding towards Toll Booth. But a very, very passive setup coming out from the South Americans as VP, after showing the C4, are going to be falling back towards the A side where they have a smoke in the hands of Flit and a Molotov for Buster. Buster going to be on a bit of a mini raid boss. We have another smoke and a flashbang in the hands of Kicker, so it's going to be an A take coming in from the side of VP. Molotov for Shadow. For 9Z, just going to be playing retake. They do have a kit and a smoke in the hands of David. Let's see if David can hold it. You know, all the pressure on his shoulders to start to deliver something. They haven't smoked CT, so certainly has a chance to try and take them down, but decides to drop back. He is the player with the kit, so you don't want that to go too deep into the site. He's going to have that available alongside of the smoke, so going to be still setting up for this retake attempt. They've got to go through the murder hole, and if they do, Yakindar is waiting for them on the other side. They now have that information as he peeks out. And they know they can't come through jungle at this point, so they are going to be focusing on the CT play. Absolutely, and with 3 CTs making their way in, James, that's a teammate, as Yakindar is going to strike under Rox and Max with 2 quick headshots, looking for the third, but Buster and Flit reply back in tandem, and DGT, he's been fantastic at first half, Dinko, but 1v3 considering how low he was, that was a bit of
too much of a tall ask.
And I mean, Flit, he's looked so good at the start of this map. You know, really stepped up with a lot of those heavy mid fragging abilities, multi-kills. Good start for him in this pistol as well. And it really is the T side that I'm most excited to see for Virtus.pro, because what was the main criticism we had before? It was sometimes a little too slow. They would always run out of... Well, at least one tournament, one time in one tournament, they would run out of time too often, and that ended up not putting the bomb down. But, you know, I'm excited to see if the addition of Flit is going to add a little bit of spice to it alongside Yekindar. Is that going to be a little different here for the T side?
For sure. I feel that's something anyone who's a fan or even not a fan of VP would be looking forward to right after a little bit of a break. They're coming back in. No roster changes. They've had a lot of time to slot Flit into the system. To see them mix things up would make them definitely an even more dangerous force than they were earlier. For the 9Z, it's going to be the full eco, USPs all around for all the 5 members. And for 9Z, you know, if they'd been able to just kind of eke out a pistol round win, they could have made this, you know, it could have been 9-9, things would have been more interesting, but VP getting off on the right foot here.
The scary thing is, you know, you look at the 2 players in the mid default, in their positions, it's Flit in underpass and Yekindar in top mid. So you're going to have to deal with some crazy firepower that's going to be converging in this mid position a lot in these defaults. So keep an eye out on how 9Z approach this mid control in their rounds. But this round should be a clean round. Virtus.pro do not want to lose a single player against the USPs, but they have. Yekindar's gone down. Now you got to look to Kicker to try and make some cash with that MAC-10. Flit turning around, catching out. Rocks David down to the MAC-10, leaving just DDT and Spawn, and he gets caught. It's the MAC-10 that swings, and a good bit of money at least picked up for Kicker on the way out. I think he's going to be the player picking up some of the Sanji rolls, play.
That got a little closer, VP. They're about to lose 2 players. I think Jame and Kicker had a combined HP of 24 at the end over there, and it could have easily been just 2 players surviving, but thankfully, fortunately for them, they just lose the 1 SMG. All the 4 rifles will also be saved for the side of VP, as now they will have to contend with the buy coming in from 9Z, and all in the hands of Max. No big green zoom baggers coming into play yet. The FNAS for Rocks and M4 A1s abound. Yekindar up towards Cat, minute and 42 seconds on the clock. This is speedy from Yekindar.
Yeah, Kicker also trying to fight down the apartments early just to draw that other B player away, so Yekindar had more of a chance to fight the short player 1 versus 1, but doesn't get aggressive, and Yekindar has the ladder room, and even if they don't get the short control, having this ladder room is huge, impactful. And look at VP, they're still playing across the default. It's not like they were actually looking for that intended goal straight out of spawn.
Great spray from Lucan there. Almost finding Yekindar. If they were able to get a kill on Yekindar, that's an opportunity for DGT to make his way out from short and trying to regain back some map control. And I'm sure information has been conveyed over that Yekindar has taken a bit of damage. So DGT, very brave game here, is potentially expecting a boost, unaware they're just 1 player, but the hit is going to be coming in towards A. They're slowly walking on, and David able to find Kicker, but completely unaware as to Flit's position. And Flit just waiting, biding his time, trying to get the kill, but while that's happening, his teammates are falling by the wayside. Yeah,
Yekindar was the lurk player playing towards ladder room, but that bomb is down towards Tetris. They have to try and go back and get it. Flit's position, there's a lot riding on him, finding success, and finally gets that kill in towards CT. There's a 2nd player there, but DGT has already rotated over. And Virtus.pro, they're just losing players. It's Buster left, and they just get shut down. 4 players stay up for 9Z, and Virtus.pro just get caught in the mess.
DGT he's been beasting this entirety of this game.
Yeah.
4 kills. This is, of course, David with the, kind of stealing away the ace, but first he takes care of Yekindar looking around towards short, and all these shorts so clean, never falling for, any off angles. We saw that in the first half as well. He's been beasting, man, 18 and 9, while none of his teammates are in double digits yet. This has been a showing and a half from DGT.
Yeah, maybe we have to call him double digit instead now, Blood. We were talking, did we call him digit or DGT? I think
double digit, yeah, let's
double
go for
digit. He's looking good, and I think for Virtus.pro in that round, you've seen what sort of options they had available, because Yekindar was very aggressive, got damaged early, so had to become sort of a lurk player in the ladder room, but you now have Flit on the team, and that allows a 2nd entry player if you have options available now, and they really relied on Flit to try and open up that A site. It took so long to find anything.
Yeah, and just the fact that 9Z were not really respecting the smoke side, just poking, prodding. I respect how he held on to, he maintained a bit of trigger discipline, trying to find a double kill, and he was able to at least find 1, but DGT just not stopping towards short, just taking the fight, and David is gonna at least find Flit. Now, we spotted I'm not sure if he spotted James out. Rotation is taking place. Max is going to be heading towards CD spawn, but Lucan, did he hear footsteps? I think he might have.
Kicker has to walk back through spawn. We'll see if this rotation comes in from 9Z up towards short. They are just watching down from afar. That last smoke going out, it's going to be used for connector for Virtus.pro, so that's going to remove DGT, and now they know they've got to rotate into this. Here come Virtus.pro, looking to at least put that bomb down. Yukindar, this would be a great round for him to step up. He's gone quiet. His first half showing in the first couple of rounds was good, but he has been quiet since then. It's time to try and light it up, and he goes down without a single kill. That puts Virtus.pro into the man deficit, and they don't have a lot of utility left. They have 2 players and rifles. Kicker's still on the deagle. This looking flank, it could turn into a kill for Kicker.
Finally, DGT, the bane of VP's existence, has been put down. Lucan is spotted as well, but Rox, perfect timing, and Max, Lucan, and Rox all strike in tandem. And that is a clean round being won there by the side of 9Z.
And we talk about this Virtus.pro side, and yes, okay, strategically they should be the superior team, but also they should be the superior team when it comes to firepower.
Absolutely.
They're not right now. They're not really showing up across the board. You know, Flit had an opening, straight up opening, dry peek into A ramp, didn't connect the kill with the rifle.
Yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Then Yukindar doesn't do anything. And we haven't seen James deliver the same impact we know he can deliver. So yeah, this has been a quiet enough game at times for Virtus.pro's individual firepower. And that needs to turn around. Maybe a slow game out of the player break. I mean, we've seen that even from the best team in the world. You know, a slow break out of the player break can happen to everybody, but you'd hope for VP, at least against 9Z, they'd be able to have that clear difference. But right now, it's not looking like that.
I think the opening kill stats right now,
at least DGT,
it's like 14-4 or something for VP, in favor of VP.
Yeah.
You're just not able to... And credit to 9Z for some very good work when it comes to their trading efficiencies. Lucan spotting a couple of players coming out from ramp. You can see the rotation already in place. 3 players now waiting towards connector. Smoke keeping them at bay as DGT will once again strike, trying to go for the wall bang. And DGT maybe a little too overeager. That's a rifle gifted to Flit, trying to toss it to his teammate desperately, and he manages to do so. Buster with the AK-47.
Yeah, just throwing it away. Buster's been pretty good so far as well. Yukindar
nice tag.
Gets cleaned out by Rux. And now we're looking at under a minute left on this clock. And VP, they still want to go to this A play. Kicker really has to find a pick. And luckily looks behind him at the right time. Kicker goes down. That could have been an off-out of play. Could have been an opening for Virtus.pro to move forward. But without utility, without really finding too much space here, it should be a shutdown. It's just Buster left up inside of Palace with an AK-47. Could save that. Money's not great right now for Virtus.pro. But 9Z will go up to 9 rounds. It's pretty crazy how hard carry DGT is right now. You know, he's 20 kills and no one else is really close. I mean, Lucan literally just broke double figures.
And sure, like Lucan had that one round where he, with a flashbang on the post plant, the 2v4 I do believe it was, where he gets that nice little spray transfer. But you said it perfectly, where sure, as a whole team, from a tactical angle, VP should be the better team, the more tenured team. When it comes to firepower as well, you look at the likes of Yukindar, you look at the likes of Flit, you look at James, even Buster and Kicker for that matter, they should be individually as a whole better than the entirety of 9Z. And then DGT's like, well, no. Watch me. Yeah,
DGT's been just hitting the M-Labs, the M-Boss, just chilling right now, just getting warmed up. 9Z, while they force the second timeout out of Virtus.pro. VP, you know, it's the first game back out of the player break, first game of the tournament. I guess, you know, we always have to give that little caveat, but
a little bit of rust.
When there's such a disparity between what these teams should be delivering, you know, we have to have high expectations for Virtus.pro. We can't always say, okay, yeah, can't always give them a little bit of leeway all the time. So we have to set that expectation. We have to stick to it. It is what is required of Virtus.pro. It is best of 1 on Mirage. 9Z are showing up. We'll see if they can continue this as we go into the buy for VP. They've got AKs out. Jim not really seeing too much from his AWP throughout this one. Blood looking forward to seeing if he can get onto that relatively soon. But here goes 9Z, thereby superior with the AWP in play. A little bit of utility being spread out across Virtus.pro.
VGT. Ooh, a lot of nades being lobbed, unfortunately. VP, there's no one there to receive the brunt of the damage. Just a little bit of a tickle with Yakindar and Kickert. This is where I want to see the classic VP T side come into play, Dinka, right? We want to see them kind of like this.
Do we?
Like a boa constrictor slowly constricting the 9Z, not really giving them space to breathe. When they start feeling uncomfortable with the lack of information, they go for the plays and Yakindar just there waiting to just smack them in the face. But we haven't seen that yet. And even though they have a lead, it's a narrow lead. And things could just spiral out of control for VP. Although, it is VP. They probably want to give us all the rounds.
Yeah, they want to give us all the rounds. You know, they're coming out of the player break. They want to get as much out of this best one as possible. And they're just sizing up their opponent. Lying in bed beside them, you know, just getting their jaw ready to snap them all up in one piece. We'll see if that's going to work out. 40 seconds in play. Even 9Z have got bored with this T side of Virtus.pro. They start to get aggressive, and they're able to pick up a couple, but it's given a chance to VP, and finally, Yakindar is able to get one, but that's the bomb down towards the ramp. So now it becomes a recovery mission for Virtus.pro, and Max is still fighting them. He's dropping back, he's thrown down the edge, and he's being forced out of his position, but Yakindar is being found. DGT swoops in, and another round for 9Z as they go to 10. And it looked like VP were starting to get the ball rolling in that round. Yakindar cracks a headshot, but 9Z still able to hold on with some ramp aggression in the late round.
Dude, they're one round away from tying things up. VP's money is not in a pretty place, where they're going for the force here. Well, Buster has gone for the full-fledged commitment, dropping the AK-47 over to Yakindar, who will be the right player to be dropping the AK towards as well. But that means it's down to $0, while everyone else around the $1,500 mark on an average. For 9Z, look at the amount of money a few of these players got. They're looking solid. Max and 10K as well. They can tie things up, and they're not going to be really struggling for cash anytime soon. But pistol hit towards B could work out.
We have seen that, you know, if
many
it's
a
out,
time.
Rush B. It's just, but Rush really isn't in the vernacular of Virtus.pro.
Also, with Yakindar's position there with the AK-47, sure he's alone, and if he dies, the AK is going to be out in no man's land.
Yeah.
But if he's able to kind of use the distraction provided by his teammates to crack the site open, they could take the site.
And that's why they were waiting on this short smoke to fade away. Once they know that that's gone, they can then communicate for that first prong of the attack to go forward. Then Yakindar needs to deliver the impact. 3
CTs though lying in wait. They have
that's the problem.
Yeah, that's a problem. And Lucan with the AWP train.
It could get overrun. If you have a good flash here.
It could get, but VP just waiting for that flash in the hands of James.
Yo, James, you got a flash, you know, man. You gotta.
No, he's watching the flank, and right now for 9Z, this is when they might be kind of getting to their own heads, like, what is going on? Here comes the flash now, and Lucan trying to time the shot, and he will be found by Kickert.
Yes,
and Yakindar is going to strike on the rocks. It's brilliantly done by VP, and even though David and DGT are able to find a couple, the bomb set has been cracked, the nade sails in, and Kickert will fall as Max finds James, and it's a 1v2 for Buster. Bomb, however, has been planted.
Yeah, great job from 9Z just dealing with that. You know, it was picture perfect how Virtus.pro played it. The one flash they had, they got the most out of the utility. They got the AWPer off the angle. That opens up the chance for the pistols to flood in. Once the pistols distract the rifles in the sight, Yakindar pushes into short, gets the kill. Everything went well for Virtus.pro. Everything went as it should have, but 9Z had a quick rotation, had the numbers in there quickly, and that was able to stop them from getting into good post plants. You know, if they're able to get into good post plants there, VP can still pull the round through, but 9Z do very well at just treading out efficiently.
And also the fact that Kickert was so very low, Nate able to find the kill and Max with the double kill right there. For VP though, Max lost bonus, and even though Buster, you know, he gifted the AK to Yakindar, he had no money with Max loss, alongside the fact that he got the bomb down, they will have oodles of cash to work with. James with the AWP once more. I guess it was Kickert actually who dropped the AWP to James. Anyway, someone has to, you know, the poor man's Sanji, Kickert this particular round. Max, one in hand. This time it's going to be a faster hit coming in towards A here. VP wasting no time. The Molotov's not going to burn David. And David, he knows where Kickert is. He needs to win this duel, but Kickert's going to come out on top. Flit with the second kill as well, but Max replies back with a clinical 2K.
Massive from Max. 2 kills have got his team right back into this round. You know, it looked a little scary at the beginning, but Max doubling up is more than you could ever ask of him. 1 minute, 5 seconds. Virtus.pro start to play forward, but look at the flank from Rock starting to come around the backside. He's pushing in from T-spawn, and if Virtus.pro aren't careful, they could get caught by this. Still have 50 seconds left, so VP do like to take their time, but they're starting to move forward in towards the site now. They don't have a lot of utility here at all. They don't have smokes, and so they are going to be focusing on the fight, and Jam has been caught. The flank is good from Rox, and well, what can VP do about this? They just don't have utility. They're going to be peeked from 3 different angles. It's just impossible. They have to find kills, and Buster has taken down DGT. They're aware that there is a player up in Palace or towards ramp. They have to figure out where Max is playing from. They have managed to get the bomb plant out of this, but now you've got to worry about the retake.
DGT had no peeking there.
No.
But what a reaction from Max and Kicker. He's getting toyed with by Rox. They know he's got to go for the reload, and Rox plays that one to perfection. Great round coming in once again from the side of 9Z. Some of these flanks coming in, man, it is massive. Although, DGT in the 3v2, I don't know why he had to go for that particular peak where he could be spotted out, making the round potentially winnable for VP, right? It became a 2v2, but 9Z are in the lead in the opening game here. Their very first official ever against Virtus.pro with the likes of Yakindar, Flit, and James. Did you see that coming? Because clearly our desk didn't.
Yeah, Blah, you know, I'm not wearing glasses like you are, but
what glasses is he talking about? I'm not wearing
sorry,
glasses.
I broke the dimension. Sorry about that. Yeah, I mean, no one's seen this coming. Like, absolutely no one. You know, we're looking at this game, we're like, okay, nice quick start to the day. Should be, you know, 9Z, I don't know how they're going to perform. But I guess we got our answer. And the problem for me is, you know, DGT is clearly a player that is doing a lot of impact for them. And that isn't sustainable. You can't do this, you know, map in, map out, which is great why this is the best of one, because you can't get away with, you know, the one map performance out of a single player. But, you know, 9Z, they just got to ride that now. And we've seen last round, you know, DGT can get you so far, but Max need to step up last round. If you can start to see a few more players deliver impact rounds, they might squeeze out 4 more rounds here, Bled. It's possible for them to get the win.
Possible, for sure.
Still unlikely. You know, VP are very good at close game
VP
scenarios.
the team, he's just gonna, you know, dangle that
carrot,
right in front of your face and then just snatch it away and then beat you to the ground.
Impale you with a carrot.
Many a team have impaled. What sort of carrots do you get over in Ireland?
Sharp ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, Hit potentially going to be coming in here. Everyone grouped up together. You have Yakindar and Flit towards mid, making a bit of noise, showing themselves, making life a little uncomfortable for Max. And Lucan doubled up alongside David.
Okay, here we go. This is the explosive ability from VP we're talking about. Yakindar and Buster cracking open the round. It's just DGT and Max left alone in this 2 versus 4. Not too great right now for 9Z.
Just perfectly timed dry peaks coming in there from VP, right? Yeah. And there was no tell there. 9Z probably, I wouldn't say they were caught with their pants down or anything. They were aware there's going to be something taking place. No flashes. I think, at least I didn't notice any flashbangs coming in. Just went for the peaks. Perfect timing. They knew exactly what the CDs might be holding. And sure, they get 1 trade, but that's it.
And this is the kind of VP that can happen. You know, these are the rounds VP can pull out of nowhere. It's suddenly all quiet, and then out of nowhere with no warning. You know, we count utility as a warning, you know. Okay, they're executing. VP can just appear with 2 kills in the kill feed, just like that. From nothing to everything in just a second, and the round's done for 9Z. And that's the round we used to see a lot of from VP. Haven't seen too much of it here on the T side of Mirage. So if that's the first round we're going to get to see out of VP that we're used to seeing, then hopefully they can replicate that.
And that's the thing with conditioning, right? You get conditioned enough with VP style, and like you said, suddenly a curveball coming out, it's going to smack in the side of your face. Yeah. For a 9Z, and you can see the timeout getting called the very first timeout thus far, and that's primarily because even though they've been winning a number of rounds here on the CD side, it has been expensive, right? Max is the only player who's had a lot of money. He had 12K at the beginning of this round, and he has purchased the AWP for a double op. Okay. If
you don't have an AWPer, you know what? You just make 2 players pick up the AWP, and then together that makes 1 AWPer.
I don't know about this, because I really feel the AWP in the hands of Lucan hasn't really had the impact they've been looking for, at least in both the halves.
Maybe this is a trial, Blood.
You don't want to try something like that against VP when, you know, it's 12-12 in your opening game, but...
You know what, DGT, you pick up the AWP now. He could probably do it.
He could probably do it. The guy is...
Sanji,
yeah. Or maybe he's just a Nico, you know, just good with the rifles.
Yeah, I mean, Nico isn't just good with the rifles.
Just the best rifle player on the planet, you know. just.
Speaking of a player who's good with the rifle, Yakindar certainly still gets a lot of nade damage at the start of this round. That slows down that AWP of Lucan, forces him into a more recessive position, but he's going to be happy taking up this spot.
Yeah, I mean, that could have been way more damage, actually. His 62 HU is going to be fine. I like this positioning here coming out from Max. I don't think they've gone for this particular setup yet. And this also allows both the players to rotate real quickly towards a connected. Now, David, he's been, I feel, a little hit or miss. There have been rounds where he just shut it down on the A side, getting a double kill. But at times, I feel like, I wouldn't say it's a liability or anything, but like there have been rounds where he has been way less impactful. Rather, staying alive would be a much more better play coming out from him. A preemptive smoke from him to try and prevent a potential Molotov from spreading, I guess, or maybe for him to get the right angle. Nades are going to be sailing on in, and he's going to be having a very comfortable time dodging it, as it is looking like a retake play coming in from the side of 9Z. There is, however, no one looking to go for a flank here for VP.
Yeah, David's really trying to get something out of the smoke fade, just couldn't quite phase it enough. He actually gets spotted on the drop back, and look at the positions being held. It's quite an advanced setup for Virtus.pro. They're looking to try and take a few kills, then they can drop back into this recessive post plan, but Kickert's going around for the long flank, and the bomb's planted for him.
Taking a lot of time. They have utility though, but
well, this is a disaster for 9Z unless they get quick kills here. There's just so many players on the site for Virtus.pro.
Look at the time.
And you've even got Kicker coming around the backside. He's going to line him up. Victim numbered 1 and 2 locked in as Kicker shuts down 3 for 13. Virtus.pro will reclaim control of Mirage.
What a brutal round for 9Z. 13-12, a full buy with a double op, and now, sure, you have a little bit of money, but that's not enough money for a full-fledged buy. Great timing on the flank from Kicker. He didn't come in early. He made sure there was no one watching him. He took his sweet time, and of course, the rest of his teammates were kind of drawing the attention of 9Z. But I do question what 9Z's plan was. They had incendiaries.
Yeah,
they
double
had
op, but they decided to play retake blood. You know,
that's always what happens when you have a double op setup. Retakes can be a pain in the backside. We do have the A1 purchase coming out from DGT. He did have a little bit of extra cash compared to the rest of his teammates, but once again, he needs to be the hero. And you said it best: is it replicable almost every single round? I don't think so.
No, you can get off to a good start. You know, you can find a fire start, but you need a couple more players in your team to be there with you. And so far, you know, you have only seen a few rounds here or there where there has been displays of brilliance. Max with his 3K, but is there anybody else in the team? We have to try and figure that out. DGT with the aggressive play, maybe taking a little bit of pressure in his own hands. Starts to move forward towards Buster, swings in towards him, and DGT out of the round. That's it done, Blam. I'm pretty confident in that one. I think there's Deagle. Unless David pops off for the miracle, maybe there's something, but Virtus.pro should be taking 14. They're just pushing from 2 sides, 2 fronts for the split attack into the site. And now Rox and Max on their USPs getting shredded, I would assume.
Kind of low, though, must be Yakindar, so these USPs, never mind.
Yakindar can off. Let's go.
Yakindar can do anything he wants. He also gives fantastic interviews and is a brilliant guest for podcasts.
Yeah, he's just great overall, right? He really understands like branding, which a lot of pro players don't. You know, he wants to do stuff. You know, he wants to be in interviews, wants to be in content. I love it. Long may that last. I think Yakindar a very, very bright future. Already pretty bright right now, but he'll go supernova at some point.
Well, right now, VP starting to not just win the rounds, but winning them pretty convincingly. Albeit the previous one was just a 1 M4 in the hands of DGT, and now someone give him an A1. Someone give the guy an A1. Just someone take the FAMAS away from his hands. It's just wrong. 23 and 15, and he's got a FAMAS. Please, guys, as Yakindar looking to get the opening, but not expecting the aggression from the CTs. David able to find Yakindar, and they, with a couple of nades being tossed in, the incendiaries being tossed in by VP, 9Z, putting a lot of members towards this A bomb site. The thing is, they really haven't been going for any information plays with B apartments, but they are definitely going to be going for info plays towards mid, forcing VP now to try and take individual duels, but the problem is they're all isolated. Trade potential is non-existent.
Yeah, completely non-existent. A lot of the time, Yakindar will be in top mid with Jam, right? But Jam was nowhere near him in the start of that round, so Yakindar commits. I think his angle selection was a little too wide there as well. He had fully committed to fight the window player and completely opened it up to the mid aggression below him. Under a minute now left. Virtus.pro, can they recover a 3 versus 5? Now, we certainly know they have the players and the capabilities of doing this, But they're going to be going back into this A site. The setup looks good. They've even got an extra player coming over here. This has to be just brilliant from Virtus.pro, just to find these quick kills almost immediately.
The problem is the 3 players all going to be coming in from ramp.
And they save utility.
And the Molotovs are going to be ineffective to try and flush out Max. And look at Max. I love this smoke. Yeah, look at the timing on this. They have to push on in. And Max is going to have an easy time getting both the kills. And James, well, I have to say it. I've been trying to avoid it all this entire game. But should I say it?
Yeah, go on, Blah.
It's James time.
It's James time. For all you CS, ESL Challenger bingo players, there you go. There's one ticked off the list.
How to say it?
James time.
James time.
Well, you know what? He did nothing in that round.
It wasn't also a full James time because he dies in the end.
You haven't, yeah, but you have an AWP, right? And
you can buy another one. It's fine.
You know, but you have an AWP, right? And he does nothing with it. There was at no point did he even attempt to trade in the mid fight.
It was an uncomfortable position.
Yeah,
right?
What does he do at the start of the round? I mean, you have to see some sort of impact out of the AWP, especially if you lose your entry force so quickly. You have to look like to a player like James. He has to deliver that impact.
Lucan's feeling very brave. There we go. There we go. Yeah. He heard you. He heard you. What's up, Dinko? James finding Max, but Lucan with aggression of his own, waiting for the flashbang. And even though he misses the shot, David is able to trade. They know where he is. And Lucan, the second time around, he won't miss it. Finds another one. Flit finds himself headless. And with that, VP finds himself in a man disadvantage. Bomb has been dropped towards ramp as well. And Buster's trying to go for the flank, but he's so very far away.
Yeah, he's miles away. He could
find rocks. He could find rocks here.
Yeah, he's dropped down, made a little bit of noise, but
is he gonna check?
He's gonna start wrapping around. Oh, he's got the angle. Rox. Oh, he didn't go for it. Rox just spotted him as well on the way back, and now straight up 1 versus 1 duel. That bomb has been picked up and is making its way over towards this B site. It could still go back to A.
Oh no!
But look at the aggressive play coming out of Lucan with the AWP. It still works out. Lucan is playing all the positions you do not expect the AWP to come out on top of, and he's been able to make it happen. Oh god, they just needed kills at that point. Around another one for the bingo players. VP running out of time.
We're seeing like almost every variation of VP we've seen in one map, right?
The
every variation
of VP.
we've seen a James time, we've seen it running out of time, we've seen Yakindo go for the fast plays. This is the all versus all play, and Jane could have actually won that duel if that shot missed. He's got a Glock. The Glock's gonna come out on top right there, but. All right, here we go. Full buy for both the sides once more. They're going to be sticking with a solitary AWP in the hands of Lucan, which I'm personally much more comfortable with. And for VP, of course, they still have money. If they lose this round, however, even with max loss bonus, Dinko, it's not going to be a pretty buy.
It really isn't, and this is probably the most decisive round. This could decide who walks away with this first win of ESL Challengers.
What an upset it'd be.
Oh, I don't think anybody would have predicted this at all coming into today. Thank God we didn't do predictions, Black, because we can say we did.
Imagine being on the desk. Ugh.
Imagine being on that desk. God,
yeah, no way. Anyway, VP. Slowing things down, minute on the clock. Everyone's just going to be grouping up together. You can see James with the... he's got the bomb. He's got the utility as well, going to be tossing in a few smokes towards mid. That's going to allow Yakindo to make his play way towards short. Once again, going for the play they tried earlier. This time, the difference being everyone's got rifles.
Oh, look at the angle of Rocks. Is Kicker going to check it?
Yes.
He's going to swing it, but he's not going to be able to do much about it. Kicker goes down to the first kill of the round is 9Z, but look at the flashes. That's the danger man out of play. DGT's been incredible so far, but it's starting to go down. VP getting picks and Lucan starting to strike in the action. Another kill for him that actually draws the numbers back into the equilibrium. A re-smoke out towards the window. It's going to allow Yakindar to hold down this position for a little longer. With a bomb down, it's on to Max to try and come through, but Jam has the angle. He's watching right for it. Virtus.pro looking good. But Lucan gets boosted up over the top, but this shot comes through. Max will go down. Jam now looking towards the apartments. They need to just find some impact here, 9Z, and they just aren't able to get those kills. So dropping back out of position, AWP and M4, at least it gives them a shot to play for overtime, Blood, but it's still looking very difficult for the CT side.
It was a hard call to make. It was really a hard call to make, and if they were able to get the... we're able to at least get the kill on the James. Maybe 3v2, that retake was definitely on, but James not falling for the shoulder peek, and for 9Z, look at the money, man. Oh, this is brutal. Now Lucan can drop. And he is going to draw for DGT. That's a right play. Yeah. To MP9. This is such a heartbreaking buy coming out, man. 15-14. They can take it to OT, Dinko, and they have SMGs. It's rough. But we still have David, and I believe in DGT. He has kind of quietened down the past few rounds, but I believe in DGT.
It is a David and Goliath story, Blair.
Oh, god damn it.
Well, let's see if he can pop off.
He said it.
You gotta hit the obvious ones when they're there. We'll see if 9Z can pull this off. James goes for this boost quite often just to try and get that angle on the connector swing, but it's not coming through. DGT playing from short. Starts to net out those top mid boxes. He doesn't use a good bit of utility early. Flit actually getting caught by that incendiary. Starts to move out of it. Looking for the short pick. In VP, they're starting to send that bomb back to A. It looks like they're going to try and finish on this A site to try and take us to 16-14.
David's going to be playing aggro. Playing towards Shadow. The problem is Buster is going to be making his way from Palace, and he does have that Molotov to try and flush out David from that particular position. And I actually like the MP9 player to be playing where David is at the moment, but Max. Connector! Oh no! He gets spotted by Flit. That's a free kill for VP, and 4 more frags to find as he burns alive. David! How does he find the kill? I don't even know. I don't even understand, Dinko, but Buster will put him down. And player advantage for VP. Lucan almost finds a collateral. He's going to try and smoke himself off and try and stay alive. But Yakindra's there.
Well,
he's going to finish it off.
Of course. Yakindra has to close it. 16-14.